with you, like, everything. Like, he's awesome, but it's just this problem. Like, he can control his emotions. When he gets upset, he wants to yell. So long story short, I kept on asking him. And he said, I'm gonna bring her over so you can ask her. And I told him not to do that. I just want to know why you're so upset. He brought her over, and then she was just like, "We're just friends. We're not like messing around." I was like, "Hold on, wait. I never said that y'all was messing around. I was just trying to find out why he's so upset about you having a guy at your house. You know what I mean?" So anyway, so after she walked away, said like, cause me and him started arguing. He all of a sudden he wants to turn around and calm down. And I'm like, okay, I've been trying to have you calm down and sit down and talk to me for the last 2 hours, and then all of a sudden you want to calm down. So I was just upset. How come you didn't calm down for me, but somebody else comes in, you want to calm down, and then on top of that, you want to tell this girl that I think y'all been having doing things. And so I felt that was insulting and embarrassing because that's not where I was coming from. And then he was just like, you should just leave. And I was just like, well, okay, now you insult me, embarrass me, and then I'm taking it like you're trying to treat me like trash. So I start like, you're not gonna just use me. And I drew water, I broke a candle, I did something else, like threw a third object, and I was upset. And then he called his cousin on me. Now I'm taking this thing as a threat. I'm taking this as a threat. Like what I said about the defense mechanism when it comes to people who's been traumatized, as you know what I mean, it stays with them, right? Fight or flight. As soon as I felt like he was gonna put me in danger, he was trying to put me in danger or whatever, like a threat. I don't, you know what I mean? He was talking, telling me like, "Oh yeah, you don't want to leave. My cousin's gonna come and take care of it." And in the past, he has told me about his family members, like like there can be there's dangerous people in a family that will kill for him or do things for him or something like that. So immediately, like I'm thinking, okay, you embarrass me, you insult me, then you try to treat me like I'm trash, and now you want to threaten me with your cousins, with your family. So as soon as he picked up the phone and called his cousin and said hello, like I took off. I couldn't take it no more. It's not a good reaction. Let me just get that clear. It's not a good reaction, and I'm very upset that I did it. This is what I'm saying is, I hate to say this, but if it wasn't for somebody who I care so deeply about, I wouldn't feel remorseful as I do right now. And 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 I wish it never happened. Oh God, I I as soon as I will, like, oh my God, like I will oh my God, like, oh shit. I couldn't I was I fuck. What I was thinking when I did it, I was just like, this person's my enemy. He's going against me. I forgot every fucking good thing he had done, and I just went into something that is not. I was not trying to represent, not trying to be. Um. So it lasted like less than a minute, but it was bad enough. He was actually trying to hold on to me while he was on the phone with his cousin, and say, cousin, help, stop me, or stop her. I was just like, get off me, let me go. Like, this is after I got a few, in, right? And, let me go. I was like, get off me. And I got upset. I left the house, and then I had left my key during this thing, had fell off the keychain. And I was like, let me get my car keys. So, anyways, like right afterwards, I drove off, and then I came back. I talked to the neighbor, and we had like a whole conversation about how sometimes it is him, and sometimes he thinks like he's paranoid. He thinks that you're thinking something that he's not, and it gets to his head. And I was like agreeing with her, like, yeah, it's right. And that's what exactly what I've been dealing with. Like, he always thinks or assuming that I'm thinking of worse, and really it's not like that. Like, really, I'm just trying to have, what I mean, a clarity, or what, a transparency. That's it, right? I would never like come down on him about, I would might be upset about, some things, but at the end of the day, like, that's my friend. I'm gonna support him, and I'm just gonna have to deal with this shit, right? So I know I don't have to deal with everything. I know that, but this is how much I care for him. Um, so I drove back, and then he walks up to the apartment. He sees me talking to his neighbor. He tries to, like, tell my neighbor I said this, and I was just like, "Well, you said this and that or whatever." He tried to out me to his neighbor. I was just like, I told her I apologized right there, and then I went downstairs and I left. I was like, okay, I'm about to leave because we were almost started off arguing right there. And then we were doing like, I walked over to him, he walked over to me, going back and forth, talking and stuff like that. And I offered, I was like remorseful already. Like, let me help you clean this up. Let's like fix this right away. Um, like, let's talk about what happened. I don't want this to ever happen again. I'm not gonna let it happen again, right? I don't want to be that person. So anyway, he was talking about, this is a week. I was depressed afterwards. I felt like my word was destroyed. I didn't even want to be in the world anymore at that moment. Like, I just felt destroyed, and it's not like, I'm telling you, traumatized kids, when something bad happens, like the effect on us is not easy. It's not smooth. It goes deep. We take it harder than like the average person who has never been through shit. So I went through it, and I was depressed. I stayed in bed for like 4 days. I didn't want to talk to anybody. My father, who is like, he's connected to me spiritually, he called me. He knew something was going on with me. My other friend from Africa called me and said, what's going on with you? I can feel something's wrong. Like, my spirit was very troubled. This is how you know much you know. That's how I know, for how much I know, but how much it affected me, where people can sense that something was wrong with me, and they were calling me and making sure I was okay. And I was not. It was not until I talked to him, like 4 or 5 days, like really sat down and have a conversation. Like, we're still healing. It's not over. Like, we're still healing as I speak. We're still healing. Like, from the situation, it was got so bad. And he went and talked to his family, and then he's telling me that you'll never meet my family because now they know what you did. And I was just like, I'm trying to be part of your life. Like, why would you go there and tell them everything? Like, if anything, we should have just tried to fix it that night. There's no reason for you to yell at me. No, I tried to tell you to sit down and just talk to me on the couch. You didn't want to do it. You went and talked to your neighbor. I told her, broke it down, like everything that he did. I shouldn't have hit him. Now I feel like I really should have just left, but if I wouldn't have to leave, and if he didn't yell at me. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, like, it was a defense mechanism. Like, I kept it calm this whole last year. Every time he yelled at me, I never thought about putting hands on him, and I would have never put hands on him had it not mounted up. Like, the situation kept on escalating, and like, again, said again, it's not right that I did. So now I talked to a therapist about the situation, and basically they told me that it was a defense mechanism, and I wasn't right, and I need to work on myself. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. No joke, no bullshit, no gimmicks, no nothing. I definitely don't want to be things get like I'm not gonna let things get carried away or out of hand again, but definitely I need to work on myself. My another thing he told me was that, like until you work on this, your relationships will never feel right. You will feel disconnected in your relationships, and I believe that to be true. So I'm gonna work on me. But you guys out there, if you've ever been through trauma, do the right thing by yourself and do the shadow work, do the journaling, go talk to somebody. You don't want your past to fuck up a good relationship or a good friendship. Mwah. Y'all have a good night.